Good morning, Mr. Lafferty, Ms. Bailey.
Morning.
Morning.
Mr. Cash.
Good morning, Judge.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
We're here on the second mediation of this case, and since then, the first meeting, the posture of this case is quite different. And I want to remind both parties that this is an informal hearing. What happens here stays here and won't be presented to Judge Cigna. I'm attempting to meet with both sides to try to reach a resolution in the quarrel. Last time, we were unable to do that. Hopefully this time, given what happened, we can come to some successful resolution. Mr. Cash, you won the claim petition. I see that Judge Cigna denied supersedious on the current suspension termination petition, so you're going to continue receiving benefits until a final decision is reached in this case. Mr. Cash, if you're successful on this petition, once again, you'll continue to get your weekly benefits in the amount of $845 into the indeterminate future. Obviously, nothing's forever. Mr. Lafferty will have a way to poke holes in that if you're successful. You'll continue with the wage loss and all your medical will be paid. If you lose, your benefits are going to stop right at the date of the decision. So you have a lot of risk again at this period of time. The employer, I said, had some options that they can do. They can do a labor market survey. They can attempt to reduce your benefits by proving there's jobs in your area, even if they're not available for you to do. The good news is that your employer has a burden to prove that you can return to your regular job and that you are fully recovered. At this time, I'd like you to talk with your attorney, and I'll go outside and I'll meet with Mr. Lafferty and find out where he and his insurance carrier are coming from this time. Hopefully we can have a fruitful negotiations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Well, Justine, what do you think?
Well, you know, Johnny, now's a good time to settle your case. You know, it's a very good posture to do so. And, you know, getting a lump sum settlement from workers' compensation, we could really maximize your benefits right now. And now's a prime time to do that. You know, if we get a lump sum settlement for workers' compensation, your Social Security disability benefits will likely go up. You're not getting your max rate right now, correct?
That's correct.
And I think your max rate is about $1,800 a month, right?
That's a pretty decent amount.
Yeah, it is. And I know you want to apply for your disability pension.
I do.
And you should be approved for that after we settled, because I think you qualify. And that's what, another $1,000 a month?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah. So, you know, getting a lump sum now, that allows your Social Security to go up, allow you to take your disability pension. You know, it may be a really good option for you, especially if you have plans to move on.
Well, Justine, as I said, I'm getting awfully tired of doing this. Awfully tired of having to come here and see Mr. Lafferty.
I understand.
You know, me and my wife have been talking, and we've thinking about moving to Florida, get a nice little piece of land down there, get out of this cold. And you know, we also looked into getting a rental property. It's just a thought now, but that might be something we'd do to get a little extra income. Now, I don't know if I have to let the fence know that or not. I'd prefer not to. But I got to do something, you know, to provide for the future.
Okay. Well, I've been running some numbers before I came. About 5 years of comp is $219,700. And then because you are Medicare eligible, because you've been on Social Security for so long, Medicare has to approve any settlement where we settle the medical portion of your work injury. So my suggestion would be what has to be created is a Medicare set-aside fund that, as part of the demand, we make the carrier pay for that. So we submit a demand of $219,700 for your future wage loss, plus payment of that Medicare set-aside.
And that'll cover the medical expenses such as that spinal cord thingamajigger that Dr. Wright wants to put in?
Right. Anything reasonable, necessary, and causally related to your work injury would be covered.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that sounds good to me. Then we can make that demand.
All right. Well, let's get the judge and defense back in here and see what we can do.
All right.
Okay, we're back together. The claimant and his attorney has had an opportunity to meet and discuss the settlement. Mr. Cash, I know that you feel that you're stuck in a ring of fire here, but this is really the time that sincere negotiations may be a positive, fruitful thing for you. Ms. Bailey, what did you and Johnny come up with?
Your Honor, we are prepared to submit a demand of $219,700 plus payment of the Medicare set-aside account plus waiver of the third-party lien. You know, Mr. Cash has been through an awful lot. He continues to treat. He has been consistent with his treatment. You know, this is a termination and suspension petition. The employer has the burden of proof here, not us. He's got a high average weekly wage, and given their burden of proof, our medical evidence, Johnny's credibility, it's likely the carrier is going to be paying this for a while if they don't settle this. And that fully supports our demand.
I tend to agree with most of what you said. Johnny, you in line with that?
I'm walking the line on this one, Judge. We'll see what Mr. Lafferty has to say, though.
Sounds good. Well, Mr. Lafferty, you know, this is a significant amount of money that it's going to take to resolve this case, but it's up to you and your client now to hopefully resolve this. So what's your principal's thoughts on this?
Well, Judge, to break the demand down, I can say that my client is prepared to fund the Medicare set-aside trust fund account. Obviously, we're going to need that in order to have this settlement finalized anyway. With regard to the demand to waive the third-party lien, there's no way we can agree to do that. This Medicare set-aside is going to be quite expensive, and I am prepared to offer a decent amount for a lump sum, but my client gave me that authorization with the understanding that they may be able to recover some or all of that money should Mr. Cash prevail in his lawsuit against the manufacturer of the conveyor belt. That being said, the initial offer that my client has asked me to make is $131,820. That's the equivalent of 3 years of compensation benefits, and again, they will fund the MSA set-aside account.
Well, it's interesting to me that the employer has raised up its fee, and taking into consideration they have paid 2 years of back benefits, which they didn't plan on paying during the last mediation. So I think we're at a point that I think, and hopefully that there can be some compromise that come about. Claimant at $219,700, defendants at $131,000. I think we're at the point now is what we do is roll up our sleeves and go to work and see what we can come up with.
Okay, Your Honor.